So here we have the 1.5 yard growing garden book panel from P&B Textiles. The original book was designed and written by Pat LaPoint in conjunction with Susan Rooney designs for the patterns and the fabrics. The panel has full instructions for assembling the entire book with the book pages and extra elements for the pockets and interactive play for kids. You can do the project with or without those elements, and you can be as creative as you like with the texture and textile elements. You can use different fabrics and cork and felt, and there's a whole list on the optional textures on the panel. In step 1, you're going to trim the panel along those purple dotted lines to separate the page spreads and the applique elements. Step 2, fuse interfacing to the wrong side of those page spreads. In step 3 through 7, you're going to be creating the applique pockets and dimensional elements. Again, you can be as creative as you like with that. You can use extra fabrics right sides together and turn them. You can just raw edge applique them. You can use the fusible interfacing and then turn over the edges. You can add extra embroidery, details, applique. You can also use fabric markers to add written words. Just be creative as you like. In step 6, it's actually a really fun element to add, which is the pull the carrot out of the dirt pocket. In steps 8 through 12, we'll be piecing the book panel. Some adjustments might need to be made from the illustration where I talk about the corner marks. Because adjustment from the printing variations, you'll want to measure beyond, in some cases, that sewing line and trim line. So mark and measure the cutting lines with a temporary marking tool, and they'll measure 9.5 by 18.5 for the cover page spread and pages 1 and 2. The 9 by 18 will be the finished size of that book spread. Note that the 9.5 by 18.5 measurement may be beyond the illustrated corner marks. There may also be white fabric 1/8 of an inch or so in your seam allowance, which is fine. It won't show in your sewing. The next page spread is 3 through 6, and that will measure 18.5 square. The page spread of 7 through 10 will be cut to 18.5 by 36.5. So again, it's important to trim to those sizes so that when you piece the whole thing together, all of those measurements will be equivalent. Steps 10 through 12 will illustrate how to piece those page spreads right sides together by sewing them and then pressing those seams open. Step 13, we're going to prepare the plates for the picnic blanket, the center square, and also the ladybugs, which illustrate how to fold up the book. There's multiple options on how you can fuse those plates to your picnic blanket. In the video, we've used 13B, option 1, which is fused. So the fusible side is right sides together with your fabric. You sew around the complete circle, snip the center, trim, turn it right side out, and smooth the curves, but don't press yet, because it's fusible interfacing. Continue on and assemble the book side and the picnic blanket side in steps 17 and 18. One element that is fun is the folding of the book. So if you start with the picnic blanket side and you match 1 dotted ladybug to the 1 dot ladybug, and then you fold and you match 2 to 2, 3 to 3, and 4 to 4 to fold up the book. Of course, if creating the book is not your style, there's many other options to use this great panel in other projects. You can do an apron, tea towels, totes, can embellish pockets or other kitchen decor, garden journal book as a gift, mug rugs, placemats, and use those applique elements to add on to other projects. Now that you've completed this book, go have fun with kids of all ages, of course, to teach about growing a garden, sharing meals and recipes with family and friends, and enjoy it with as many of the different teaching opportunities that it provides.